6 years ago, Wayne State University launched a program designed to attract and keep talent in Detroit. It's called Detroit Revitalization Fellows, and it places mid-career professionals in two-year positions at key organizations that are driving Detroit's resurgence. Here to tell us more is the program's director, Asandi Connor, along with two of the outgoing fellows, Kalisha Davis, who's the community outreach director at the Detroit Historical Society, and Joel Howrani Heeres, who recently became Detroit's first director of sustainability. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
So I have to admit, this is one of my favorite programs around the city. I've sort of been not involved with it, but I've spoken to the classes of fellows a couple of years. Tell us, after 6 years, what we've learned about what this is able to achieve.
Well, we are very proud of the impact that our fellows have had over the past three cohorts since 2011. Some of the more high-profile projects that they've worked on include the Detroit Public Lighting Authority, as well as Revolve, a program of the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, which is now more famously known as Motor City Match. Right. In addition to the Sunday Market at Eastern Market, and the list goes on and on. So we're very proud of the impact that they've had to help revitalize the city and the region, but also increase the capacity of the organizations they work at.
One of the cool things about the program is, as I said in the intro, it's designed to keep people here, but it also gets to some folks from other places who might not think about Detroit as a place that they could live.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful opportunity to have this really dynamic mix of folks who are native Detroiters, because it is important to uplift and retain the talent that is here, but also to attract talent. There are a number of folks that want to come to Detroit and join in our efforts. And then folks like Kalisha, who are native Detroiters, who we refer to as boomerangs, who left the area but have a desire to come back.
I like that.
We refer to them as boomerangs. So they come back and they want to bring the skills and talents that they've learned away back to the city.
Yeah. Kalisha, this was an interesting time, I know, to be at the Historical Society. The 50th anniversary of the '67 uprising is this year. Talk about the things that you've seen in your role.
This has been a tremendous opportunity because I have a chance to connect with so many different organizations around the city that have this vested interest in really lifting this history up and making a significant impact as a result of it, using it as a catalyst. So that opened the door, and then I led with integrity and led with intentionality to ensure that each organization benefited in their own way and had the chance to really serve their audiences. And that's made all the difference in developing this network.
And talk about, for you, how important it is to be able to do this work at home. I'm somebody who grew up here and left us, gone for 10 or 12 years, and came back. It for me was a chance to see my work, I think, have more impact on things that I care about than I could in other places. Even though I liked living in those other spaces, it meant something different to come home to Detroit.
Agreed. So I've had some really tremendous opportunities in other parts of the country, but this is the heart work. This is a place that nurtured me and allowed me to reach my full potential. So to come back and pour my skills and talents into a project as important as this one has been something that's very meaningful to me. And I'm so glad I'm close to my family. I have a chance to not just be on the sidelines and watching what's happening, but to be a part of the opportunity to create real change.
Director of Sustainability for the City of Detroit. There are lots of interesting new titles in city government these days. That might be the most interesting one I've heard, and I gotta admit, I'm not sure I know what that means. Talk about what your involvement has been.
So, so the idea behind the Director of Sustainability and the Office of Sustainability is, how do we better align governmental actions to a triple bottom line? So we're looking at environmental, economic, and equity concerns. So I think a lot of typical sustainability initiatives or interventions, often a lot of folks, lower income folks, might not see it as being for them or being part of what they do. So I think I really view equity as a really essential part of what I'm doing. And frankly, my office is quite small, but it's more about creating greater collaboration, whether it be between city departments who are all kind of proceeding apace at their own specific task, but figuring out how do we bring them together to get a better result overall for the residents of Detroit. Or frankly, leverage a lot of the work that's going on in the community that's been going on for years. I mean, the city of Detroit's a bit of a latecomer to the sustainability director. There's 140 some sustainability directors in the country, and I'm becoming one of them. And so the benefits is obviously we can learn from other people's mistakes.
Right.
So that's
they already made them all. We'll
right.
Look at them and say, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's a super exciting opportunity and a deep passion of mine. So I'm very excited to embark on it.
And talk about the pull of Detroit for you. What was that like? Yeah,
so my mom grew up in Detroit, went to Cooley High, and so I spent a lot of time coming to Detroit to visit my grandmother. And so there was always that kind of pull. But I moved here about 15 years ago, actually, to teach high school. And did that for a while and realized that wasn't my calling. But I really fell in love with the city. I felt like it was one of the most welcoming places I'd ever been in a lot of ways. And so I spent some time in the nonprofit sector and spent some time in the corporate sector, but really wanted to be able to impact and have a broader impact through civic service, through service within government. Because I'm a big believer in government being a huge leverage point, right, to radically improve people's lives, improve the environment, improve public health. And so when I had the opportunity through the fellowship to become Director of Open Data at the City of Detroit, I really jumped at it. And then it kind of provided a platform for me to then move on to this new role, which I'm extremely excited about.
Yeah, and you think you'll stay here in Detroit?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're bought in. We got 4 lots in Woodbridge, and
that's a lot.
We're not going anywhere. We have a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old, so we're here for the long term. Sure.
Yeah. Talk about the things that you feel like we've learned over the last 6 years. Has the program changed in any significant way?
We have evolved. In 2011, when we started, the focus was on attracting talent to the region. The brain drain, which we're still experiencing, hopefully has slowed. And so that really was the focus in 2011. We also have been more intentional about being more equitable and inclusive in terms of attracting diverse talent and really saying, hey, there's talent here. We can't overlook the talent here that we also need to uplift and help them get to the next level in their career as emerging leaders. So those, I would say, have been some of the big pivots. We've also learned to be adaptable and flexible in our approach to programming, as every cohort has its own personality.
Yeah. Well, it's a really great program, and I'm glad you're doing it. It will continue into the future, correct?
Yes. From your mouth to our generous funders' ears.
Right? I was going to say.
We've had generous funders since
there.
2011, but we are hoping to continue at least to have 5 cohorts as the program currently operates. So that will be 10 years.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, and thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.